You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe as you're going to be getting more informative video on cryptocurrency, how to make research on cryptocurrency, some of the things you need to look out for whenever you are buying or you are investing, the difference between degen and investment. So this channel, you're going to be also having some market psychology tips and insights that can help you become a successful investor or crypto trader. So do well to subscribe. Do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for every videos I'm going to be dropping here. So right away, I'm going to be opening my desk screener. Now you want to look at 3 things to check out for before buying any tokens. Now, sometimes these checklists are not necessarily to make you back out, they are just to help you stay rightly informed in order to make an informed decision. I'm not a fan of someone that just takes signals and go ahead to buy immediately. The reason is whenever anything goes wrong, you will only be able to blame whosoever person that gave you that signal, and only a foolish person blames people for the outcome of their lives. So you need to take responsibility for everything you buy, for every tokens you buy, for every cryptocurrency you buy. I will be showing you 3 things. Now the first thing I want to show you is the ratio of your market cap to your liquidity. Liquidity is, let me look at this first token here, PHY. Liquidity has to do with the amount of money available for the trading of that pair. What I mean is this is PHY USDC and is listed on PancakeSwap, as you can see at the top of the desk screener. Now the liquidity here is around $23,000, so it means that the total funds of people on this trade is just $123,000. Can you see that? So, and the market cap is 94,000. That's strange. That's very strange. Now this is what it means. That the money is more than the current valuation of the token, and that's weird and that's strange. So you don't want to buy something strange. This looks much like an honeypot. What that means is, if you have, just imagine you're a market seller or you are a trader and you have about 20 shoes in the store. You have about 20 shoes in the store. Now the price of the shoes currently is $20 and you have 20 shoes. So 20 times the price of the shoes is $20. The quantity of the shoes is 20. 20 times 20 is $400, right? So that's the market cap. So it means that the total money you can make from that shoe is $400, and that's the market capitalization of that shoe. It means that the price and the quantity supply of this current token in the market is $94,000. So how come we have liquidity of around 23,000? Probably it could mean that the dev of this token has actually pumped in some liquidity for this token to be tradable more, way higher, and sometimes you don't know for what reasons, and we just have to look at the buy. The buy is 3,537 buys, but the buyers are just 34. So it means probably the same wallet is just repeating cycle, and that's the second thing I wanted to mention. So you have to check what are those buying. Sometimes you see buy volume, I'll be like, oh, this token has a great volume, but when you check orders, liquidity, I'm not even sure this is a real token. The orders is not displaying. It's not displaying any form of holders. Is it okay? 17,000 holders. So can you see this? Look at under this maker. Look at under maker. You see 3209A9. It means the same wallet has been performing the same transaction on this token for the past how many minutes? The same wallet. So you can be deceived thinking these are for degen traders, newbie degen traders. Sometimes when you see volume can trick you into believing that this particular crypto is about to rise. That's what we use volume to do. We use volume to trace if there's going to be a serious movement in a short time with a particular token. Do you get that now? So this volume can deceive you to feel like, oh, there are many buyers and traders in this, so this is going to be volatile. So you can quickly buy, and in one hour, 2 hours, you can make a little profit and then get out. But if you try that with this token, you might be cooked, because just one single wallet is, or 34 wallets is responsible for everything you are seeing here, and total of 60 people is responsible for this 3,537 6,990. So you don't want to fall into that kind of trap. So you have to make sure that this is one side of it. There's another side of it where you have, I exited this token long time ago because I discovered that the dev of this token is doing something shady. You can see that the liquidity is partially locked. So be careful of this. Sometimes it will just show a tiny lock. This green circle, yeah, I would like to call it circle. So you discover that the green is not covered. It's not totally covered. We have some part uncovered, and the part uncovered is a bit large. Sometimes the part uncovered by that green will be very little, and that means that the dev have access to liquidity. So it means while people are buying and selling, the dev of this project has a way of removing funds from the pool. Now, like I said before, liquidity makes a token tradable. So the reason why you buy a token and you can sell it is because there is money available in the liquidity. The total value of Pigmon Rabbit in the market cap is $357,000. Now, how can you imagine the liquidity pool just paying $5,000? Can you just imagine? Maybe I will not do that in this video. I'll have loved to check the circulating supply. So now, if, for instance, if all the tokens are in circulation, this is a bad scenario. So it means that if everyone decides to sell off, there's not, the money available for them to trade is very little. So before this token can be well tradable, it means the dev will have to do something to market the token such that we are going to have a lot of buyers that we have to flow in, and then we have more money in the liquidity pool, and then previous holders can now sell off. I held this token for 3 years without checking this. Yes, it's 3 years old, right? Yes, 3 years. I held this for 2 years and some months. I sold it off last year, and I discovered, wait, what's this? I just had to check the market cap and liquidity. I'm like, no, this is, and for 2 years, I never take note of this for 2 years until I had to discover, no, let me just sell out. So when you see the market cap is high and the liquidity is very, very low, at least for this 357K market cap, we should be having at least 50, 60, 70K liquidity. At least you have up to 10-20% of your market cap should be worth liquidity that will be having in the pool of any tokens you want to buy. So you have to take that. That's number one. Then the second thing you have to also consider is your buys and your sells. Your buys and your sells. I think I explained that with the previous token. Make sure your buys and sell are balanced, like what I just showed to you currently. Before that was on PHY, where we have just one wallet doing all the whole buy and sell. You have shown you how to check that. Just go to your transaction. That's the second thing. Go to your chart and transaction. That's check the down button here. You see chart and transaction, chart and TXN, and then check transactions and see under makers. If you notice the same numbers, the same figures under makers, just know that just a singular person is making all the transactions. Can you see that we have the same figures? 320989, that's under the maker. Under maker, check under maker. So it means that we have the same person doing this. We have the same wallet address doing this. Likely it's going to be a bot. You don't want to get deceived. So that's the second. And the third thing you have to check is your chart behavior. Let me look for something to your chart behavior. Okay, no, don't let me use this. Okay, let me use it. Now. Let's look at this Mubarak, for instance, and let's check some of the checklists I've shown you before. Mubarak has 697 market cap or 400 and something market cap. That's the first market cap it displayed, and we have liquidity 126. That's balanced, fully locked. That's balanced. That's balanced enough. So the next thing you want to check is the makers. we have 364% that are currently trading the market, and we have buy volume is 973, sell volume is 818. That's okay. So it means there are real people buying this token. So it means this is token you can even consider for, okay, let me invest. Investment is you want to allow it, you want to live for some period of time. Do you understand? So it means these are real people, 364. Imagine you have buyers of 1,000 and then the makers are just 20, 10, 50. That means some people or a particular bot is repeating multiple transactions in order to deceive you that people are buying it, not real people. So you want to make sure that there are real people around this project. And the makers is 364, the liquidity and the market cap ratio is balanced. And the last thing I want us to check is the chart behavior. Because of the current festive season, uh, this might be a token you can even buy. I just presume anyway, because of the festive of the, what do you call it, Muslim fasting and the likes. Now, this chart is not very healthy, but we can still check it out to know how many times have this chart gone up. So the token was launched at this price. So it means the current price, this is the current price. This is the current price, right? And this was the price it was launched. This was the price it was launched. So it means the current price is above the price it was launched, and that's a little bit healthy because the distance between the launch price and the current price is not so much. Now, any tokens that has gone below the price it was launched, and you have to check the issue of that token if it did pre-sale. That's the only valid reason why a token should have gone below the price it was launched and it will still be investable. Let me repeat myself. If a token goes beyond the value it was launched and the situation is not tied to the fact that they did a pre-sale and the pre-sale investor sold off, if that's not the situation, that token is not investable. You should not put your money in such kind of token. You will discover that the chart will go down. What you will notice is that this chart will go down below this launch price. Do you understand? So you want to check, as the price been moving up, down, not just down, 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 or on some kind of tiny up and but more of down. Now we notice that number one, the price has not even reached the highest high when it was launched. I don't so much like this kind of tokens because after it was launched, 3 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days after it was launched, it reached an all-time high, and ever since then, it has never come back to that stage. But that is, I'm not, that's not fair enough. But since that time, it fell flat to almost the price it was launched, and then since that time, it has been going up a bit. Let me see the lowest. At least has done 2x from lowest low, so which means somehow it has even done up to 5x, right? Yeah, it has done no up to 10x. This was a pump anyway. This is a pump. Probably some community just pumped it in that day and it fell again. So that's, I won't call that a rising. I will call that a pump. Yes, I will call that a pump. So and it came back to the level it was, and it has been in that level since then. So how to confirm if this is a good buy is to check their socials, but I'm not mentioning, I'm just limiting this video for 3. So I'm going to be dropping more of this kind of videos, so do well to follow the channel so that you can have more info on some of the checklists to know before buying any token. So this chart behavior is not very healthy. It's not very healthy. So it means if you want to risk on this token, you have to risk something very little on this. It's not very healthy. Like I said before, the checklist is not sometimes a final decision as to either you should buy or sell, but rather how to make your information. So why will I buy this Mubarak? Probably because of the current fasting of Muslims, and I want to buy it. It could attract investors. That's one. Secondly, is the way the chart, the first 2 checklists, it's a bit balanced. So, but the chart is not too looking good. So I can just invest something very little and hope that before this festive fasting period, I will have some good dividends uh, of my investment. So go to let me show you something else. I'm saying now take a look at this chart. I think this is a perfect chart to what I was saying earlier. Look at where this chart was launched. It was launched at this point. It was launched at this point, and since the time it was launched, it's kept on going down. So this is a bad chart, a very bad chart. So when you see this kind of nonsense chart, just save yourself and save your money and kindly move away from it. So, what's the best chart to invest in? TKC, for instance. Now, when you notice that a chart, now can you see that the distance between the current price and the price it was launched is very high? Can you see those tiny, tiny stuffs? You can zoom closer. So this was the launch price. All right, and then it fell. Then we have this current price. I think this is also below the current price, but the current chart has been healthy in the sense that you are having highs and lows. You are having highs and lows. So it means this is an active community token. When you are having highs and lows, compared to tokens that everything you have been having is lows, 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 lows. You don't want to invest in such kind of tokens. So let me just round up this video here. So if you got any value, let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Subscribe, turn on your notification bell. Thank you.